Are you ready to buy a home this year? Stay tuned and we're going to talk about 3 characteristics of a successful home buyer and what it takes to get you to the closing table. Homeownership, that is one thing that has gone on a lot of vision boards this year. And I'm going to give you 3 key things that I look for in potential home buyers when they contact me to help them buy a home, to make sure that they're really ready and to make sure that we're going to be a good fit and we're going to get to the closing table. The majority of people at some time in their life want to become a homeowner. Throughout my time of being a realtor and talking to many different people at different stages in their life, I realized that there are key characteristics that a home buyer needs to have if we're going to have a successful transaction. I know you heard of the term ready, willing, and able. When it comes to home ownership, we actually need to flip that a little bit. It's able, willing, and ready. What does that have to do with home ownership? Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with being able. Being able, you are able to get fully pre-approved. That means you know how you're going to pay for this house. If you are not getting pre-approved, you don't need a loan and you're paying cash, you have your proof of funds. So you have all that in order. That is so huge. There is no need to start looking at houses until you have that secured. And you know this is basically your ticket to go out and start looking at houses. There are going to be costs associated with buying a home. You have your down payment, you have closing costs, you have inspection, you have appraisal, you have all of that. You have the money you need to close within the next 30 to 45 days. And primarily I'm talking about your down payment and your closing costs. There are other costs that are involved in home ownership, but the big ones that you're going to need, really you should have it up front, but you know you're gonna have it in time for closing, whether you need to pull it out of your 401k, somebody's giving you a gift, but you know for sure. If there's any uncertainty there, you're not sure if they're gonna lend it to you, you're waiting on your income tax, whatever it is, you need to go ahead and get that clear. That falls under being able. And lastly, being able. You are able to afford the monthly payment and unexpected expenses that come up should it happen. I want to tell you that everything is always hunky-dory. The house that you move into is perfect and it's never going to need any work. That is just totally unrealistic. It is just something that comes with home ownership. At some point in time, something is going to need fixing, replacing, regular home maintenance. If you didn't catch my home maintenance video, please go ahead and watch that. But houses need care. There is a responsibility that comes with home ownership, but definitely understanding the numbers, understanding and being confident that you're going to be sure that you can handle that monthly payment. And a tip, I feel like I gave it in another video, but I'll give it again, is you can go ahead and start setting aside, if you want to test it and see, am I going to be able to handle this? And you know, in 6 months from now, I want to buy a home. Go ahead, get an idea of what that payment is going to be. Start budgeting for that payment, like living as if you are making that payment and seeing how does it feel. Do you need to cut back on some things? Do you maybe need to adjust what you thought you wanted or how much you thought you could afford, and you need to scale back a little bit? But those are the 3 main things. So being able to get pre-approved, having the money to close within 30 to 45 days, and making sure that you can afford the monthly payment and have some money set aside should something unexpected happen. Willing to provide the requested documentation. The lender's going to ask you for something, go ahead and provide it. He may ask you 3 or 4 times for this. Yes, it may be a little annoying, but I tell people, pack your patience. Once you are done with this home buying process, you never have to answer to anybody again as far as requiring documentation and please send us this. So just pack your patience and get through the process. Everybody has to do it. It's a non-negotiable. There may be things you're like, I don't understand why the lender needs this, or I don't feel that's fair. You know, I come from a good place when I say this. The lender does not care about how you feel, what you think is fair, what you think is right. There is a process. When you go to the doctor, right? You go to the doctor, you sign in, and they tell you, have a seat. Then they call you back up. Can I have your insurance card? Can your photo ID? Can you fill out this paperwork? What do? You do it. You go sit back down. And then you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait some more. Then you get called in, and you finally get back to see the doctor. The doctor comes in for about maybe 5 minutes. They're definitely not in there a long time, and then they leave. You follow the process. You expect it. When they ask you for your card, you don't say, well, I don't want to give you my insurance card. Why do you need a copy of that? I don't want to give you my driver's license. I don't feel like waiting here. You might, ask, why is it taking so long? But at the end of the day, you're going to sit there and wait because it's expected. So it's a process like no other. Another example is like TSA. When you are going somewhere and you're ready to get on a flight, you just don't leave from your car and get on the airplane. There is a process, and you better do what they ask you to do, especially going through TSA, because you will not be getting to your destination if you do not. So I say all that to say, it's the same thing when it comes to buying a home. Be willing to provide them the documentation and give them what they need. Also, be committed to the process until the end. It gets frustrating, yes, it might get annoying, it can be stressful, a lot is going on, but you have to be committed to the process to the end. If you feel any uncertainty or hesitation, maybe it's just not the right time for you. But if you are seriously ready to buy a home, you are committed to this process. And yes, it may get bumpy. There may be some turbulence. They may have asked for something. Oh, this came up. But that's what you have a trusted real estate agent for. They are going to guide you through the process. Okay, this happened. Playbook, remember we talked about that. This is what we're gonna do, or this is how we're gonna handle it. So you just have to trust in the person that you're working with and be committed, and just know that everything is gonna work out how it's supposed to in the end. Trust my expertise and let me guide you through this process. I have been doing this for years. I've helped many people. I have learned a lot. I am committed to learning. I do this on a daily basis. Trust that. One thing in real estate, like, everybody's an expert. My uncle, sons, husbands, best friends. My uncle's neighbor's daughter on her mother's side, second cousin, bought a house 30 years ago. And she told me, if you listen to the opinion of every single person that gave you advice, you will not be getting to the closing table. You will be so stressed out and confused. So I'm gonna say lean on the expertise of your agent. Yes, you can bring them things, well, I was speaking to my dad and my dad said this, and let her weigh in. But if you are not going to make a move until what this other person said, is clarified, maybe they need to join you in the home buying process, which is one thing that I asked, who are the decision makers in this process? If you're gonna have somebody that you have to have them full 100% on board with your decision, go ahead and bring them in this process, because it's gonna make it so much easier. So those are the 3 things for willing. Be willing to provide documentation that's requested, be committed to the process to the end, and trust your agent's expertise and let them guide you through the process. And last but not least, be ready. Be ready to start now and be able to close within the next 2 months. If you are not going to be ready to move for another 6 months to a year in this market, there is no reason for you to be looking at houses right now. A successful home buyer is ready when you've gone through this process now. You were willing, you were able, and you're ready. And I've recently thought of a 4th one that I'm going to throw in there as a bonus, and that is going to be realistic. You have to get an understanding of what is available in the market. I know you've heard the term, you have champagne taste on a bare budget. Cute saying, but there are some people out there that think that the market now is what it used to be 5 years ago, or the market right after the market crashed. Like, it's a different type of market. You can't operate the same way. So you have to be realistic what's really available, what can I really get for this money. Maybe I need to adjust how much money I'm spending. Maybe I'm gonna need to adjust the location, but let's be realistic. And like I tell the potential buyers in my home buyers consultation, if your answer is not yes to all of these, then maybe you should wait. Maybe you need to go back and reevaluate some things. But hopefully that information was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please go ahead and contact me. My contact information will be at the end. It will be in the description box. You can also leave a comment on this video. Don't forget, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you. I am continuing my journey to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and I appreciate your help. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and look forward to my next video, which will be posted on Tuesdays. I post new videos every Tuesday. If there is something that you want me to make a video on, please go ahead and leave that in the comment box below, and I will be happy to do it. Also, please share this video. If you know somebody that can benefit from this video, please go ahead and share it with them. Have a positive, peaceful, and productive day.